Ladies and gentlemen, so much to talk about. The Chelsea new hierarchy layout has been outlined, so it'll be very interesting to see what it all looks like, what it all means, who fits where. Amrabat apparently was an alternative. Graham Potter speaks about Enzo Fernandez, Ziyech, and the ambition of the football club. And there's so much more to talk about.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get stuck into this. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea's new hierarchy layout. Todd Bowley and Baghdad Eghbali hope that clubs will report to Paul Winstanley or Lawrence Stewart for any transfer dealings, although they will remain actively engaged owners of Chelsea Football Club. So we've always wondered in recent times, how does the structure look like? Who's reporting to who's doing what and what not? So I think it's important that we've got this layout outlined and it's published in social media now, which is fantastic to see. Athletic has done this. So check this out. Let me just enlarge that a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea's men's football hierarchy. Obviously, you've got Todd Bowley and Clearlake Capital. Baghdad Eghbali leads that group over there. So much praise that needs to go towards Baghdad Eghbali as well. We're going to touch on some of the tweets showing why he's been so important as well, equally as important as Todd Bowley. So obviously they lead the whole structure. Right underneath is Chelsea Global. As you guys remember, our owners, they're focused on creating that multi-dimensional club model where you're not just focused on Chelsea, but you own other clubs, and then all of them sort of work interlinked together. And right under Chelsea Global, you've got Chelsea FC, and underneath them, everyone will be reporting to Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart. They will act as the co-sporting director. Now, there is obviously still talks about Michael Edwards, and I think down the track, come the summer, we could still push for him, and ultimately he could be the main guy, and then Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, I don't know, may just sort of drop down below him. But we'll see what happens if Michael Edwards is available or not. But for the time being, co-sporting director roles are split between Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart. And apparently Paul Winstanley has been massive in this January transfer window, going out there and doing all sorts of presentations for all of these players. So you best believe he's an important cog in this entire structure. Lawrence Stewart, obviously the guy from Monaco. Paul Winstanley is the guy from Brighton, another Brighton personnel that we stole. And then on this left side, Chelsea Global, you can see Christopher Vivell being the technical director of the entire Chelsea Global. And this is what's been sort of laid out by The Athletic in recent times, that Christopher Vivell is more involved in the data analytics side of things, when it comes to looking at stats and whatnot. That's where he sort of comes into play, showcasing players from a numbers point of view. So it's very, very good to have Christopher Vivell as the technical director. Makes sense, technical director. And then on that same level, all these people will be reporting, as I said, to Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, and ultimately to Todd Bowley and Clearlake. Joe Shields is the co-director of recruitment and talent. Kyle McCauley, another very important piece, recruitment analyst. Matt Hollam. I don't know who this particular. This is the first time I'm actually hearing about Matt Hollam. Lead data analyst. Jim Fraser, head of youth development. So great to see. I think Neil Barth will probably be around somewhere there. So this is the hierarchy, and it's great to see that we are seeing this structure and it all kind of starting to make sense. And we saw the first taste of this structure, in this January transfer window, and we saw the damage that we've done. So long may this continue, and let's see how this all, sort of comes into fruition for us down the track. I'm very, very excited. Now, next up, check this out. This is where I want to showcase to you guys how hands-on our owners have been in this January transfer window, along with all of those people, Paul Winstanley, Kyle McCauley, and all of them. And Christopher Vivell, obviously. On January 3rd, Todd Bowley and Jose E. Feliciano boarded a plane along with Eghbali to London. That night, they met Benfica president Rui Costa and Fernandez's agent, Jorge Mendes. I don't really think he's Enzo Fernandez's agent as yet, but then again, Jorge Mendes, when it comes to players in the Portuguese league, like, he's the puppet master. He controls the entire show over there. For dinner at the Bulgari Hotel in Knightsbridge to discuss the purchase of Enzo Fernandez on 3rd January. And it's like, if you remember, that's when it all started to happen. The rumors about Chelsea trying to chase Enzo Fernandez started to materialize from that period onwards. Chelsea's recruitment generated noise, partly due to the way Winston Lee likes to operate. A source familiar with his work at Brighton said he would speak to transfer targets in depth, even to the point of discussing contracts before then presenting the options to those above him. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Our owners, they've got, like, when they see a particular target that they want badly, they don't mess around. 3rd January, they sat down with Rui Costa, do you know what I mean? And George Mendes, who's been very, very big. Now, check this out in regards to the Mudryk deal. Days of the Mudryk hijack, Baghdad Eghbali called Shakhtar CEO Sergei Polkin to say, "I'm he." Polkin replied, "What do you mean he?" Eghbali had already checked into Shakhtar's team hotel after flying over private jet. Like, honestly, I think this guy, Baghdad Eghbali, is an important piece, man. Huge piece. And when this guy wants a particular player, you best believe that particular player probably will be ours. And as I said, the first window last summer that we had, that was a rookie season. That was a rookie window for us. Do you know what I mean? Now these owners, they've rapidly learned a lot of stuff. And look at the way they're moving, man. They're just going out there and talking to CEOs from other clubs directly, jetting away with their private jets, and no messing about, man. No messing about. When they want a player, Mudryk, Mudryk was, it was set to go to Arsenal, and we just snapped him off from Arsenal and in the space of 24 hours. Quite mad. And it can only be done when your owners are hands-on. As Baghdad Eghbali was fine-tuning, check this out. This is interesting, the Amrabat situation, right? Fine-tuning the structure of the Enzo Fernandez. This was all during structuring the Enzo Fernandez deal. Now, whether this was a sort of like an alternative plan, just in case Enzo Fernandez didn't work out, maybe that was the case. Transfer with Benfica, Todd Bowley decided that he would personally follow up on email a member of the club's recruitment staff had sent to Fiorentina about Sufyan Amrabat. Further goes on to say Todd Bowley emailed Fiorentina saying he would like Amrabat on loan, but was told it would not be happening. One to look out for. Apparently, we're still looking for another midfielder come summer, and it makes sense. We got to get rid of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and possibly Conor Gallagher as well. Kante is not getting any younger, even though he might get that contract extension. It looks like he will, but I don't know if we're going to let go of Kante for free down the track. So, look, there is a need to get another midfielder, and Sufyan Amrabat. I'm ecstatic. This guy, the level of the World Cup that he had was sensational, and I don't think he's going to be in Fiorentina for much longer. Bowley declared Fiorentina's asking price for Amrabat unreasonable, and executive responded by saying, "How would you feel if a club turned up and tried to poach one of the Chelsea's assets on the cheap?" The call and negotiation ended abruptly. At the end of the day, I think Barcelona was trying to get Sufyan Amrabat on a loan as well for a quite cheap amount of money. At the end of the day, how much is Sufyan Amrabat really going to be worth? Like, surely, depending on how much contract time is left as well. But I don't think Sufyan Amrabat is going to be something in the stratosphere of let's say 50, 60, 70 million. I don't think that's going to be the case. I'll have to be a little bit cheaper than that. No disrespect, obviously Sufyan Amrabat is a fine player. As I said, depending on how much contract years left or comes into play as well. No doubt about that. Now, check this out. I want to play these guys to you. This is what Graham Potter had to say in regards to ambition. I think it's very important we understand this. Graham Potter said the ambition will never be to finish fourth or to finish third or to finish second. That's the ambition of this club. That's to win. I love it. This is the level of, the level of talk that we need from Graham Potter. At the end of the day, we're Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. So let's hear this out. Let's see what is going on. Let me just sort this out. Okay. All right. Let's see what Mr. Graham Potter has to say.
We'll presume a lot about how, the owners are, and I think it's probably best to just ask them. We have to.
You don't need to make Champions League, for example.
Again, ask them. Our ambition is to try and try and do as well as we can between now and the end of the season. And you have to do that by winning the next match. The ambition will never be to finish fourth or to finish third or to finish second. You know, that's the ambition of this club, is to win. And we're trying to do that. We've met I think the signings we've tried to make in this window are signings that indicate that that's our intention. But at the same time, we understand the process that we're in and the position we're in, and we have to just keep working. We'll presume a lot.
I love this. I absolutely love this, what Graham Potter had to say over here. Yeah, the ambition isn't to finish second or third or fourth or whatever the case is. Down the track, the ambition is to win the Premier League. And this season as well, the ambition changes somewhat in the sense that we're not going to be happy with 10th. And I don't think Graham Potter's job is on the line unless we start seeing another run of, poor games where, 10 Premier League matches, 2 wins. That can't happen again. But of course, the fan base, majority of the fan base will understand there's got to be a time of gelling. There's got to be a time of where the chemistry between the squad, so many new players have come in, will have to gel together. So we understand that. But at the same time, the performance has got to improve. We've got to move away from being 10th and we've got to slowly climb the table to bare minimum 5th or 6th. Do you know what I mean? And if we can get 4th, wow, we can get ourselves Champions League football. But the gap for me is so crazy at the moment. We do have to focus next season. But come next season, we have to undoubtedly be one of the title contenders. There's no doubt about that. And this season in the Champions League as well, we've got to look to go as deep as possible. This is what Graham Potter had to say in regards to Enzo Fernandez, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check this out.
Well, we were aware of him before the World Cup. We knew of his qualities, and then he was one of the players that we were thinking about. So we've known about him for a while, and then watched the World Cup and thought it could be a bit more expensive than we thought.
Yeah.
So and then it's just one of those things you never know really up until the last day, last minute, last seconds how it's going to go. But as I said in the press conference, I'm the head coach, so my boundaries are there. They're there to support the team, to support the club, and to let the guys do with the business of the last minute of the transfer deadline or whatever it is. And we're excited. Well, we were aware of it.
Brilliant. Once again, I mean, love it, absolutely what Graham Potter had to say. And glad to hear that Chelsea were already looking at a player like Enzo Fernandez before the World Cup as well. And don't forget, Brighton apparently scouted Enzo Fernandez when they were looking for players in the last summer. So this player is not entirely new to Chelsea, basically. And look, I don't know whether he's going to start against Fulham. I hope he does. We need it because Kovacic is, we're going to touch on that. He's injured. He's not going to feature. Obviously, we've let go of Jorginho as well, which leaves a massive hole for us in the midfield situation. Kante is still injured, but we've not seen Enzo Fernandez's training pictures as yet. So I'm hoping that he's trained today and that he plays the match against Fulham tomorrow. We'll do the preview early tomorrow morning UK time, so we'll talk more about that down the track. This is what Potter had to say about Hakim Ziyech, which is also very, very interesting. Let's check this out.
Spoke with him afterwards. I mean, obviously it's part of football. These things, they can happen. I can only speak on how I found Hakim. He's been great.
Was he crushed when he spoke to him?
Well, he's disappointed you get to that point. And he's a human being, you think you're in one place and then you're in a different place. But he's professional. He knows the game. He knows life. He's supportive of us, supportive of the team, and he wants to just get back and help and play. Spoke with him afterwards. I mean,
brilliant once again. And this is a critical situation. It's a very delicate situation with Hakim Ziyech, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this guy, prior to this 2 weeks mini break and this whole transfer deadline fiasco, he was probably one of the players on form, and it looked like there was a good chemistry that was building with Graham Potter. And then obviously the whole PSG situation comes about, and we did screw him up a little bit from our end of things. There's no two ways about that. And now it's really down to Graham Potter, his emotional intelligence degree that he has. And I love the way he spoke of it, that he understands they're human beings. Like Hakim Ziyech, at the end of the day, will be upset, will be frustrated. It's a human. That's how a normal human being will react to this particular situation. But it's up to Graham Potter how he handles this. If you now just all of a sudden just put Hakim Ziyech away, it could turn out to be very toxic. You got to handle this situation very delicately, and sort of work yourself towards the next summer window and see what you can do. But I expect now to have Hakim Ziyech start against Fulham, because I don't know if all the other players are quite ready as yet. They're still just coming back from injury. Madueke, I don't know if he's ready to start. And yeah, Hakim Ziyech probably an option up front. And as I said before, this whole transfer window stuff and the 2 weeks break that we had, he was one of the players on form. And good to see that Hakim Ziyech, the pictures in the training ground, looks fairly, happy so far, as happy as he can be, I suppose. And hoping that his mind frame is clear. And it's, as I said, very important that Graham Potter handles this very delicately. Now, got to throw Enzo in tomorrow because our only other midfielder are Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who can't play 90 minutes, Mount and Gallagher. Yeah, we're in massive trouble. We're in massive trouble against Fulham because look at this. Kovacic is injured. Kante Zakaria is still not available. Jorginho sold. So Enzo Fernandez, it all depends if he's going to be training. I'm hoping and I'm begging there's some pictures that comes out. And whilst we're doing this video, hopefully there's some pictures coming out showcasing that that he's trained, and it would be because he should be match fit. He's been playing for Benfica. So it's about just having that one training session at least under your belt before you face a Premier League team. You can't just be coming in without any training and just get stuck straight into a match. Then you also have Carney, Hall, who can fill in. And if you want to go into the academy, there's Webster. So look, Chukwuemeka is a good shout, I suppose, in midfield. Hall, yes, of course, is a good shout as well, but still young. All of these players are still young. Check this out. Felix got his within 24 hours, so let's hope we can do the same. This is off the back of Nizak and Sela saying Enzo Fernandez might not be able to face Fulham due to work permit issues, but a wave of injured stars return. None of those injured stars are featuring in midfield, that's for sure. Now, in regards to work permit, you'd think Chelsea would have got that sorted, like as CFC Daily saying, Felix is one. Literally, we did it in 24 hours because I think we announced him and then literally a couple of days later, he started for us. So I'm hoping we do a similar madness on Enzo Fernandez. Check this out. The bad boys of Chelsea Football Club, literally bad boys. You know what I mean? Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, coming in. Bad boys, what you going to do? What you going to do when they come for you? This is great, man. These owners, we talk about Roman and what a magnificent owner he was for us. I think these two guys, they've taken it to a different level because they're not just focusing on Chelsea, but they're focusing on everything outside of Chelsea as well. Stadium redevelopment, sponsorships, marketing, making that multi-dimensional structure with other clubs that they want to own. The way we're doing our recruitments, the way we're doing our contracts, the wage structure is being looked at as well. It's unbelievable. The social media work as well, which can be improved. There's no doubts about that. Some of our videos, when players are bought and announced, I think we definitely need to work on that. I'm pretty sure these guys will clamp on that very soon. But yeah, the guys are in the training ground. As I said, hands-on owners, man. Hands-on owners. And I love it. They're very, very passionate and they're driven, man. They're driven for Chelsea's success. Todd Bowley and Baghdad Eghbali at Cobham training ground today. Great to see. Look at this picture, man. Do not mess with these guys. They look like proper dons, man. Wow. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Wesley Fofana is back. Good to see. Hopefully the injuries are past him now. All of these injured players that are coming back, I hope they don't, no more injuries. We need to have full set of players till the end of the season and really go on a massive run, not just in the Premier League, but in the Champions League as well. We've got a lot of depth now. There's no excuses anymore. Enzo Fernandez and João Felix had dinner together last night. They are staying in the same hotel until Enzo finds permanent accommodation. Some people are a bit annoyed. How come João Felix hasn't found permanent accommodation? I mean, doesn't he want to stay at Chelsea? Oh, look, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, he wants to stay, but you never know what can happen after the loan. That's probably a reason why he's not looking to purchase a property. But Enzo Fernandez, you best believe, will be looking for a property and settling down. I think he's brought in his family and whatnot. But hopefully that's the same case with João Felix as well, that he becomes a permanent. But I love the fact that Enzo Fernandez and João Felix having dinner together, the two maestros, and this is what I commented as well over here, the two maestros having a good meal together, plotting how they will eat up the Premier League soon. I mean, I love this, man. Have the meals, enjoy your time together, because on field, Enzo Fernandez and João Felix, I want to see that chemistry, man. I really want to see that chemistry. But ladies and gentlemen, that brings us till the end of this Chelsea news segment. Please comment on our new structure, the new hierarchical structure. Do you have a clear vision as to what Chelsea's trying to do there? Who's doing what? Does it make sense to you? What about Amrabat? I mean, is that a possible target in the summer? I don't mind. That's a brilliant target to look at. Enzo Fernandez and Amrabat, more sort of that defensive side of things. I think, wow, that would be a sensational combination. And every other bits and pieces, what Graham Potter had to say in regards to Chelsea's ambition and things that he had to say about Enzo Fernandez and Ziyech. Let me know. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for Chelsea versus Fulham preview tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. UK. Hopefully we make it on that time. Inshallah, we make it. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care. See ya.